I can tell you, if you're dreading things, convinced that the struggle is permanent, going to be so hard to accomplish my dream, hard to raise my child, hard to get well, your own thinking is limiting your life. Get in agreement with God. He's going before you right now, making crooked places straight. You're about to see things begin to fall into place. The right people show up. The right doors open. The resources, things that you used to struggle with are not going to be a struggle anymore. You don't have to make it happen. You just have to believe. Father, thank you that your gracious hand is upon my life, that I'm coming into these moments of favor, that what I'm facing is going to be easier than it looks. During World War II, an American fighter pilot was flying a mission over the Pacific Ocean when he ran out of fuel. He had to land on an island controlled by the Japanese. He and his men knew they would soon be captured and taken as prisoners. With their plane sitting on the beach, no fuel, they had all given up. All that is, except one man. It just so happened this bomber was carrying a chaplain. He believed that God could make a way where he didn't see a way. He began to pray and ask God to protect them, give them favor, and help them to get back to their base. The other men thought he was kind of far out. They were on a deserted island, no boat, no food, just a matter of time before they would be found. Early the next morning, one of the men couldn't sleep. He decided to go to the beach and take a walk. He looked out in the waves and saw something strange, bobbing up and down. There was this large canister, about 5 feet tall, 3 feet wide. He went over and looked closer. The words were written on it, aviation fuel. He couldn't believe it. He shouted to the other airmen. They came, pulled it out of the water. They rushed to their plane, poured the fuel in it. In a few minutes, they were in the air, on their way to their camp, not far away. Their lives were spared. Later, it was discovered that the canister was one of hundreds that were on a big cargo barge headed to the airbase. On the way, the barge was destroyed by the enemy forces. All the other canisters had been lost, but this one floated over 1,000 miles, past 25 other islands. Just so happened to wash up on this island right where the plane had run out of fuel. It just so happened the soldier went out early that morning and saw it. Seemed like an impossible situation. Deserted island, on the enemy's territory, no airport, no gas stations, but God never runs out of options. He had the solution before you had the problem. That canister had been floating in that direction months before the plane ever run out of fuel. It could have sunk, gotten lost, washed up on another island, but what God has ordained for you is going to find you. It's going to show up at the right time. God already has the healing en route, the promotion en route, the freedom en route. The abundance is en route. The right people are en route. It may seem like you could never get out of your situation, never accomplish that dream. You don't know what God is up to. You don't know what's already en route. It's not going to be as difficult as you think. It's not going to take as long as it looks. God is going before you, making crooked places straight. If you could see what He has coming, how He's going to turn the trouble around, restore what you've lost, thrust you to a new level, you wouldn't be discouraged. You wouldn't complain. You would thank Him for His goodness. It may look complicated, may seem stressful. You don't see how the odds are against you. You could live worried. You have to keep reminding yourself it's going to be easier than you think. God is in control. He's fighting your battles. His plans for you are for good. He's bigger than the sickness, greater than the trouble, more powerful than what's trying to stop you. Thanks so much for watching today. If you want to see the full message, click the link in the description or go to joelosteen.com. We are praying for you and your family. It's going to be an awesome year. You wouldn't be alive unless God had something amazing up in front of you.
Stay in faith. We know God's got something amazing in store for you and your family. We'll see you next time.